Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be discussing some more Para Jumble questions. So we'll be discussing some questions which are slightly tricky, where some additional amount of observation and careful analysis you need to do. And most of the questions that are asked nowadays in CAT and other management exams are like this, where it will not be so straightforward like it used to be in the previous years and all. Nowadays, the questions are becoming more and more tricky, so you need to be very careful in analyzing and then arranging the sequence or making the sequence. So we'll discuss some questions of such type in this particular exercise. Okay, go to the first one. All right. So by reading the sentences, you would get the idea that it is talking about a lot of activist groups for women in Manipur, and there is an election going to happen in Manipur, and the need for more women to enter the assembly. And it is talking about two such groups in Manipur, which are women activist groups. So, but just by reading the sentences, you will not be able to get the clear logic on how to arrange the paragraph. This is the problem with some kind of para jumble questions. By reading the sentences, you would not be instantly getting a clear logic. So in such cases, it is always better to go for the sentence pairs or make some sequences or pairs of sentences which are having some connections with each other. So that will help us in making out a logic from the obviously or seemingly disparate kind of sentences. That is the strategy you should use in para jumble questions like this, where just by reading it you are not able to get the clear logic on how the structure should be done. So that exercise or that technique we will apply here. So try to make sentence pairs. It is demanding. So the first sentence is asking about saying that somebody is demanding that any party in fact should have a working group on violence against women and children in the assembly. So the pronoun it is the key. So what should it signify? See, we are talking about two organizations in the passage. One is Women Action for Development, another one is Conflict Widows Forum. So either of these could be the it. So what Women Action for Development is doing, they are organizing camps in all constituencies. So they are organizing camps to make people aware. That must be the reason. So there is no question of any demand being made by this particular organization. They are doing some camps or organizing camps. So what should be the purpose of organizing camps? In order to make people aware about their voting rights or something like that. So that so there is no question of anything being demanded by this particular organization. Whereas if you talk about Conflict Widows Forum, it is a group made up of women who have lost their husbands to civil violence. So this particular association is made up of women who have lost their husbands to due to civil violence in the state. So obviously they will be talking about or they'll be taking a stand against violence. So that is why it is demanding any party should establish a working group on violence against women and children, means this has a connection with Conflict Widows Forum. So you can say that he and A will obviously make a sentence pair. So we are talking about a particular organization called Conflict Widows Forum, and it is demanding that there should be a working group on violence against women if they need the vote, or if any party needs its support, the party should promise that they should create a working group on violence against women. So this is obviously a sentence pair. Then in the run up to the, for instance, members of Women for Action for Development are organizing camps in all constituencies. So this, for instance, is a very important thing. So For instance means for example. So for example, this particular organization is organizing camps in all constituencies. So how can it be connected to something else? You can see. So E and A we have already made. So the remaining sentences are C and D. So ironically, Manipur has many activist groups led by women, and in the run up to the January 20 polls, for instance, member for. So that means here it says that Manipur, the state of Manipur, has got many activist groups, and for example, one such group is organizing camps in all constituencies. So this could be a pair, because here there is no connection. True empowerment will only happen when women enter the assembly. Then D and B you cannot make a connection, whereas C and B you can make a connection. It says that my Manipur has many activist groups, and one such activist group, for instance means for example. So we are talking about Manipur having many activist groups, and one such activist group is organizing camps. So CB could be another sentence pair. So CB. Now the problem is about D, where we should place D. So and how this should be connected, whether CB should come before EA or CB should come after EA. So how can we make any connection here? So there is, we can say that Conflict Widows Forum is a group made up of etc. etc. So that is talking about violence, setting up a committee, and there are many activist groups, and they are one such activist group is organizing camps. So it would be seem better that CB will form first than before EA. CB will be better placed before EA. The only problem is, what is the significance of this word ironically? What is the meaning of ironically? Ironically means what is an irony? When anything that is not supposed to or expected to happen, when it happens, it becomes an irony. For example, you can say that when a fire station is catching fire, it becomes an irony, because fire station is the institution that is supposed to put out fires, or they fight fires. So fire station itself catching fire means it is an irony. So like this, what is the irony here? We don't know. Ironically, Manipur has many activist groups led by women. So maybe this extract is taken from the middle of a passage where it talks about Manipur not having any women representation in the assembly or something like that. So then it becomes correct, because even after having so many activist groups led by women in the state, Manipur having low representation of women in the assembly or something like that. So some idea might have been stated previously. After this, the ironical statement is coming, and then it talks about January Women for Action for Development. They are organizing camps. Then it talks about another organization which is made up of women who have lost their husbands to violence, and they are demanding that any party hit back should have a working group on violence. So that is why CBEA would be a sequence. Then you can talk about the final statement D. True empowerment will only happen when women enter the assembly in good numbers. So CBEAD. So some of you might have a confusion whether we can place D before C. So DCBEA, whether we can do that. So we can do that, but the problem is that the word ironically again creates an issue, because when you talk about this as an opening sentence, true empowerment will only happen when women enter the assembly. We are ironically, women Manipur has many activist groups, that does not really gel. If this statement might have been talking about a lack of representation of women in the Manipur assembly, then you can say ironically Manipur has many women activists. So this is a general statement, not talking about anything about Manipur. It says that true empowerment will happen when women enter the assembly. Which assembly? Is it the Manipur assembly? We don't know. So that is why this statement cannot be used as an introductory statement. It is better as a concluding statement, where the generalization is made when it says that whatever state, the empowerment of women will happen when women enter the assembly in good numbers. So that is why instead of putting D in the beginning, it is always better to put D at the end. So CBEAD will be a logical sequence. So the option 4 will be the correct answer. No other answers will fit the logic here. So make sentence pairs first, and then see the connection between the sentence pairs, and then whatever remaining sentence where it fits well, that you have to put. So that way you can restructure the or reorganize the passage in para jumble questions like this. Most of the questions nowadays are being asked in such a manner where there is the underlying idea will be there, but there is no obvious connection, or just by reading the sentences you may not be able to arrange the sentences logically. So in such cases, these kind of forming pairs or sequences will be the best strategy that works, that will lead you to the answer. Now to make things clear, I have reorganized the sentences as per the structure that we have discussed. So here, ironically, Manipur has many activist groups led by women. We don't know what is irony. So that is, you don't have to worry about it. It might be something about Manipur not having many or an increasing number of women in the assembly or something like that. We don't know. So this, you should assume that this is taken from the middle of a passage, and it is talking about some previous idea. After that, it says that Manipur has no even though Manipur has many activists, there might be no representation or something like that. So ironically, Manipur has many activists, and in the run up to January 28, for instance, is talking about the activist groups, many activist groups. So for one such activist group is organizing camps. Then another group is made up of husbands or people who have lost their husbands, and they are demanding that party should have a working group on violence, and only the true empowerment for women will happen through such activities, and when women enter the assembly in good numbers, true empowerment happens. So option or the statement D is actually a concluding sentence which generalizes the idea about how women activists should work towards ensuring that more women enter the assembly in all the states. It is not talking about Manipur. It's a general statement. That is why we should not place it in the beginning. It should always be at the end. So this is the logic we should be using. So I hope it is clear. Now we will go to the next one. What is cynicism? Complete lack of faith in something is called cynicism. When you don't when you doubt the existence, or when you doubt the very principle of something, it is called cynicism. That means you don't have any belief or faith in a particular thing, is called a cynicism. Then web activism. What is web activism? When you are remain active through internet using the digital applications, you canvas for something, or make some efforts to make people aware about something. So such kind of activities are called web activism. Means when you are fighting for a cause through the digital media, it is called web activism. Hashtags. What are hashtags? Hashtag means it is a campaign. Hashtag campaigns, you might have been aware about hashtag campaigns. If you want to campaign for something or against something, you create a hashtag for that, and then you try to popularize the hashtag so that more and more people become part of the hashtag for that particular campaign. So that is what is referred to here. Hashtags come and go, but they probably make the word one beyond the keyboard a better place. Then what is the nuance? The finer points or the finer details, they are called nuance. So by reading the sentences, what is the idea you get? The idea is that some picture might have been released which has been rated adults only, or which has been rated that children should not be watching this film without the under the without being supervised by adults, or something like that. In USA it is like that, U bar a, that kind of rating is there. Means like we say adults only, here they have picture motion pictures which are rated U bar a, which means the children can watch this film only under the supervision of adults. So that kind of rating might have been given to one picture, and for which the young people might have objected to that, and they are raising a hashtag campaign. And the author of this particular article, he is not very much in or very much in agreement with these young people having the campaign. That is why he has a cynicism about that kind of web activism. So he is not very confident about this kind of web activism. So we can say that he is not against the young people campaigning for their right to watch a particular movie which is rated not eligible for them to watch. So that is why. And what is happening, he called a senator who was the head of the Motion Picture Association, and the response given by that particular person, all these things are discussed here. So what is the idea you get? There is a movie which might have been rated excluding the young people. It means adults only, or some the children cannot watch, or those kind of things. And the young people are now running a hashtag campaign against this, and the author is not in agreement or not agreeing with the young people demanding to see a movie that has been rated not for the young people. So he called a senator, and he expected the senator to uh, agree with him. The author expected the senator to agree with his point of view, that saying that the kids are wrong. They should not be able to watch the film. They should not watch the film. They should understand that when a particular rating system is there, it should be obeyed by these people. But what happened? The person is, to his surprise, he gave a different reply. He wanted to have a compromise. So that is why this author started doubting about his own cynicism, his own lack of faith in this kind of web activism, and finally he might be saying that these hashtags are having some effect, so they are going to make the world a better place. So this is the logic. So you have to read the sentences clearly and carefully, then try to understand. Now rearranging, this made me think. So the pronoun this, what made him think again about, what is the meaning of think again? Think again is a phrase, means I am trying to question my beliefs. When I think again means I am questioning my beliefs. So here he is doubting his own cynicism about web activism. So he had a cynicism or a lack of faith in web activism previously, but something made him think again about his cynicism. So what is that something? It is a reply by Dodd, the person who made a reply saying that compromise on the content of the film will be reached so that people can see the film without seeking their parents' supervision. So the author was expecting this the person who is running the Motion Picture Association to agree with his point of view, saying that children should not be watching such film. But what the senator said, the senator said that we have to reach a compromise with the kids so that they are able to see the film. So this response from Mr. Dodd made him think again about his own cynicism. So we can say that BA will form a sentence pair. Now, before that, he called Christopher Dodd, that we know, and he was expecting him. I expected him to suggest. Means the author was expecting Christopher Dodd to say that the kids online petitioner, means the kids are the online petitioner. They do not understand the importance of the rating system. Means when motion pictures are rated U or A plus, something like that, there is a particular reason. The kid should understand that. So that is what the author expected the senator to say. But contrary to his expectation, the senator said just the opposite. So we can say that first he called Christopher Dodd. So C. Then when he called him, means Christopher Dodd. So CE. So he was expecting, the author was expecting Christopher Dodd to say that the kids are not understanding the importance of the rating system. So CEBA. Then the Dodd said that he believes some sort of compromise on the content. So, contrary to the author's expectations, Dodd said that I'm ready to reach a compromise with the kids so that they are able to watch the film. So, when Dodd made such a response, that response made the author doubt his own cynicism about web. So he was having a lot of cynicism or lack of faith in the kind of activism run by kids for allowing them to watch the film. So that cynicism, he doubted his own cynicism, or he questioned his own cynicism when he saw the response, or when he heard the response given by Dodd. So CEBA. Then you can say, sure, hashtags come and go, but they probably make the world, the one beyond the keyboard, a better place. So why we should put it as the last sentence? What is the reason or the logic? Because previously he was not at all interested, the author was not at all having any faith in the web activism. So hashtags. So he was not at all having any faith. But after this incident, he understood that hashtags are coming and going, but some of them have a particular impact. They make the world a better place. So the one beyond the keyboard means the real world. So when we are talking about the world beyond the keyboard means where the world within the keyboard is a digital world. So he says that where these hashtags and web campaigns actually make the world a better place, the real world a better place. So this he understood after this particular incident. So that is why CEBAD will be the sequence, where first the author was not in agreement with the kind of web activism by the young people to make them or to allow them to watch a film that is rated not watchable for them. Then he called the senator who and expected him to say that the kids should understand the importance of the rating system, but senator's response saying that we should reach a compromise with the kids so that they are able to watch the film made him understand that he had a kind of cynicism towards web activism. And finally he understood that hashtags are having some value, they are making the world a better place. So this is why CEBAD will be the clear option here, option 4. No other options will give you this kind of sequence. You can try using trial and error method, the logic will not be flowing correctly. So this is the only option where the logic is correctly flowing. You can read the sentences. I have given the reorganized passage for you to make the idea or get the clear idea. I called Christopher Dodd, who now runs the Motion Picture Association, and I expected him to suggest that all the online witness of cable telegraph events, etc. But he believed that some sort of compromise should be reached, and this made me think. So his response made me think again about my own cynicism, and he realized that hashtags come and go, but some hashtags are making the world a better place. So this is why CEBAD will be the clear logical sequence. Okay, go to the next one. Who's a budding artist? An artist who is gradually developing, who is gradually coming to the limelight is called a budding artist. A person who is just developing. What is this aura? Appearance or feel, that is called aura. All right, so this appears to be very simple. It is talking about a new trend that is happening in a particular city where the restaurants are now allowing develop new artists or just young artists who are just developing their skills to display their artworks on the walls of the restaurants free of cost. They are not charging anything. The artists can display their whatever artworks on the restaurant walls. It is making the restaurant walls also very attractive. So these are the things that are discussed here. So by reading the passage, you can easily spot a sequence here. You can say that the restaurants in the city are converting their walls into an exhibition space, displaying the works of different artists. So this seemed like a good opening sentence. Then it is talking about the Tangerine restaurant example is given. For over 2 years, Tangerine restaurant has been promoting works of artists who are looking for a platform for budding works to add to their collection. And the once plain walls here, so means here might be the walls of the Tangerine restaurants. They have a new appearance as frames holding different colors, themes, etc. are adding and adorning. The adorning means decorating them. So you might feel that CBD is a sequence, right? CBD is a sequence. Then you might feel that CBD, where is so when you look at the options, you can see that CBD, there is only one option here where CBD is a sequence. Then you might feel that A should be the next sentence, that these are not art galleries or the studio of an art lover, but restaurants that believe a dash of artwork. Then the artworks are exhibited on a no-cost basis, but the select works of art go through the some amount of objective judging by Elangos art. What is the meaning of the last sentence? They are exhibited. They are the restaurants are not charging anything from the artist for exhibiting their artworks, but they are just scanned by a particular agency called Elangos Art Space. Maybe for the purpose of seeing that no works of art, there is nothing depicted which hurts the sentiments of the people who are coming to the restaurants, so something obscene or something violent or something like that. So no such things are there. So some kind of objective judgment is done by Langos Art Space before the works are exhibited on the platform. So you might feel that CBDAE is a good sequence, and you also have a option which gives you such a sequence. But there is a problem here. This is the issue with some Para Jumble. Just one sentence is creating a problem. That to option A or the statement A. Here it says that these are not art galleries or the studio of an art hall, but restaurants. So what is the point in saying that when we have already said that restaurants are converting their walls and Tangerine restaurant is doing it, and the once plain walls have a new aura? Then is there any necessity to say that these are not art galleries or the studio but restaurants? We already know that restaurants are doing it. So what is the point in again saying that these are not art galleries but restaurants who believe that a dash of art can do up? Do up means decorate or give a kind of new attraction to their interior, simultaneously promoting the works of an artist. So this is already given that the particular place where these things are being displayed are restaurants. They are not art galleries. So this sentence becomes illogical if you go for this sequence. Then you have to rework the sequence. You have to find another method by which this becomes logical. So that method we will discuss. What could be that method? See, we have to first make an introduction saying that uh, there is some place where these kind of artworks are being displayed. They are not art galleries but restaurants. Then A becomes logical. So that how can we do that? See option D. So this you can say that this is a wrong sequence. You can remove it. So here you think about option D. The ones plain walls are here have a new. So here means the ones plain walls in this particular place have a new attraction or a new appearance as frames holding different colors, themes, and mediums adorn them. So if you put D first, then what can you say? Then you can say A. That means these walls are not the walls of any art gallery, they are the walls of a restaurant. So DA becomes a very good pair. The once plain walls means the walls were previously plain, did not have anything. So at this particular place, the walls were plain. Now they have a new attraction, and these places are not art galleries or studios of art lovers. They are restaurants. So that becomes a sequence. Then you can say restaurants in the city are converting their walls into exhibition spaces. So once this mention of the restaurants have come, then you can say that restaurants in the city are converting their walls into particular places where artists can display their works. And then one example, Tangerine Restaurant has been doing it for quite a long time. Then finally, the works are exhibited on a non-cost basis. Means the restaurants are not charging anything, but they have the artworks have to go through some kind of screening done by Elango's art space. So DACBE should be the correct answer, not CBDAE. So many people will go for this one. They will ignore this particular phrase in option A, with the result that they will end up with the wrong answer. So this is the kind of tricks or traps that are now given in the para jumble questions nowadays. So you have to be very careful. You need to understand, or you need to confirm that all the logic is flowing correctly. There are no inconsistencies in the logic when you rearrange the sentences. Any inconsistencies are there, you have to explore different options which remove the inconsistencies. That is why if you put it in this sequence, the inconsistency will be removed. So DACB will be the sequence. You can see the rearranged sentence here. Once plain walls here. Here means the particular place where we are talking about. They have a new appearance, and these are not art galleries or the studios of art lovers, there, but restaurants. And then restaurants in the city are converting their walls into an exhibition space. For over 2 years, Tangerine Restaurant is doing that, and the works are exhibited at a no-cost basis. So this is how it should be done. I hope the idea is clear. So the all the three examples that we have discussed, they are containing certain tricks or certain issues. These are not easy questions. This is why I'm particular in discussing such kind of exercises where you need to develop a higher amount of skill to understand the sequences better. So if you have liked the video, please, if you have liked the contents, please like, share, and subscribe. And maybe if you want to have further clarifications, you can comment either on the video or join the WhatsApp group, where the link is given in the description below. Any kind of doubts you have regarding any of the questions, you can ask in the WhatsApp group. I'll be replying. Thank you. We'll meet again with further videos in the future. Bye bye.